I'm getting on with the retrimming of this car. We've got all the kill mat. That's already in. But I'm not going to put any right into the corners, if you see what I mean, because it's too difficult. And this is something I've sort of, well, got a problem with. I'm painting the inside satin black in the corners because I can't carpet it, but I want the continuation of the black to go all the way through. So we're only going to go to the edge of the seat box, up with the carpet, and then come down the front with the carpet, so it's going to look nice. And besides that, when you've got the rake of the seating, you're not going to see that, but it's just to tidy it up. And the reason is that when we took the bar out, the bulkhead, when we took the bulkhead out to put the bars in, there was some sort of ugly spot welds and things like that. Now that's only a first coat of paint, and you can see I've missed a bit at the bottom, but the idea is good. What is a really bad idea, in my opinion, is those bars. I'll go around the other side and I'll point them out. And I don't know how we can do it. See these bars here? Well, they put the bolts in coming from the top. Well, it would have been so much easier to put the bolts in coming from the bottom with like a nut plate that went over the top and covered that all over. You know, like this, and then this was covered over. So if they had a sliding nut plate and bolted it through, that would have been great. But in order to take this out, I've got to take the damn roof off again. And I want to pull that forward to get the carpet in. Problem? Well, it's not too bad. I just masked this bit off because this bit won't come out, because when I've trimmed this down, I've cut this corner out. Usually you leave a lip all the way around here. Well, I left that on, and I put an internal bracket going from around here, if you see what I mean, so that there's an internal angle both ways. But unfortunately, I've covered over the nut plate on the inside, so I can't get this off, so I'm masking it round. Where is this leading you, you're asking? Well, let me show you at the other side. One of the problems we find on Defender doors, which is kind of common, and on series doors too, is that the door pillar can crack here. And it was quite a surprise when I took all this lot off to do the painting at the back. I thought, oh dear me, what am I going to do now? In an ideal world we need to TIG weld this. Well, we haven't got a TIG welder. So I've come up with an idea that just might work. Now obviously if we TIG weld this, we've got to paint the door pillar. I don't know, we're going to try something a bit stronger. This is a door plate, this is a latch plate, or should you say the striker captive nut plate off a station wagon door pillar. This one here is the original one. You can see this one's a bit bigger. This fitted behind here like this, and what's happened is when the door's been maladjusted, the door's been allowed to tip, and this little plastic washer, believe it or not, has cut itself into on an angle like that. Now it's had a load of shims fitted sort of to compensate. Let's see if we can pick them all up. It's had 4 shims in to compensate for the thickness it's missing. But I'm thinking, look, these 4 shims here, if I were to substitute a steel plate, I could take 2 of these out quite easily and still had plenty of room for shimming without touching any of the original parts. The thing is, the problem is that these are on slots, and the slots do get a little bit, you know, filed out over the years. This one seems to be sort of average, but in an ideal world I'd like to bolt this plate to here to give it some more strength, but if I do that I won't be able to move it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a bit of an experiment, because the door's on, the latches are all set. I've probably seen, I took off the captive nuts off this plate before I paint it, and I'm going to try them and see if it works, because we've got nothing to lose, and see if we can rectify that problem. yeah, that's the only way I can think about doing it, really. So let's have a go. So after a bit of careful cutting, I came up with this idea, and I've opened the holes up here just ever so slightly, because what I'm going to do is, and I've worked out the door latch does work quite nice, I need to miss this bolt here. So I've notched this piece out, and the same on the inside's notched a bit further because there's a bracket. This bracket here comes up to here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give this a quick paint up, and once I'm happy where it is, I've just found a couple of really nice Allen bolts in stainless steel to put into that corner, and that'll really sort of pull it up nice and tight. So let's see how we get on with that. So that's the repair done to this panel. It is really strong now. It's nice. And just to show you what the door shuts like, it shuts nice and flush. And if you could notice, there was 4 shims behind here originally, and now we only have the plate and no shims. So I thought we were going to put 2 shims in. We didn't need any. So I'll move the camera and I'll show you what the door shuts like. Now remember, I've got the old style original rubber seal on the bottom of here. So that's causing us a bit of well, friction. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, are you jealous, boys? Look at that. Ooh. It fits nice, it's flush fit. But what's it going to be like with the door seal on? That's my worry. Is the door seal going to try and push it out? I don't think so, but the panel is nice and flush, the gap's good, everything's nice. So that's one little thing you can do to your latches just to make them a bit stronger. Alright, it wasn't a perfect repair, but it works, and it's certainly safe. Talk to you later.